What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. Literally, the cards out of Flood, Flames of Destruction, are just flooding on out. So the first one that I wanted to talk about, all the way at the bottom of the page, the artwork's amazing. The original OCG art of Monster Reborn, reigning above all the TCG arts littered to the grave. Sponsored Reborn, a normal spell card. Target 3 monsters in your graveyard. Your opponent chooses one of those monsters for you to special summon, and you banish the remaining monsters. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Well, grass decks are probably really going to like this card overall when they're hitting grass, or, you know, not by left arm offering. Secondly, any deck that's able to turbo out and put a bunch of link materials on board is going to enjoy this, because you're just going to be able to target other link monsters that you were using to go into other link monsters and say, all right, which one do you want to give me back, because I'm going to use this as a material to go up into something else. No matter what, it's another body for you to link summon with, and that's pretty good. But, you know, the later you go in the duel, the better a card you're going to have probably come out of those 3 choices that you can give your opponent. Really good card, in my opinion, no matter what. It's a hard once per turn on even activating it, but it's still really good. Really cute artwork. Really, really cute artwork. Look, he's just trying to hold on to this horse. The horse is like, we're going places you don't want to go. Rapid red-haired mare. Try saying that 5 times fast. Level 5 Wind Beast effect monster, attack 2000, defense 1800. It's pretty interesting overall because you can special summon this card from your hand in a column that has no cards in it. You can only special summon this card this way by this method once per turn. So you can special summon it from other ways, but this is a level 5 just hopping on out of your hand. If this card is placed in the same, if a card is placed in the same column as this card, destroy this card. So he instantly dies to just the card being placed across from him. You probably want to XC summon with this if you can. Once per turn, you can activate this effect until the end of this turn, half this card's original attack, and if you do, it can attack your opponent directly, so 1000 punch. But what I'm seeing with this is, alright, we're gonna just equip everything in the other 4 columns and try to really beef you up. The funny thing is like, it says a card, but I'm pretty sure that would include, like, if you activate a scapegoat and a token just pops up across from him, it's instant death for this guy. Oh, I really like the art on this one, too. They're doing really nice with the joke cards in this set. I'm actually really enjoying them. It's a level 4 Earth Plant effect monster, so plant being interesting, 2500 defense and attack 100. But you know Konami, if they're going to give this stat, there's going to be drawbacks, right? You take the battle damage that the opponent takes from a battle involving this card. So 1900 attack monster attacks into this Rams, and they take 600 damage. Nope. Actually, you take that battle damage, and it is defined as battle damage, which is important for this effect. If this card is not destroyed by battle, and you took the battle damage in the battle, return this card to the hand. So you're gonna lose your body on board, even though that's kind of the purpose of it staying up there. I actually don't know what this one is. Mecha Maki. Normal trap card. It looks like the Goblin Kids are at it again. Target 1 face-up monster the opponent controls. Discard a number of cards in your hand equal to the level of that monster. Oh, it would be so cool if that said link rating, because we know almost every strategy is trying to link summon at this point for the most part. And if you do, draw that many cards from your deck. Then return the targeted monster to the owner's hand. So I guess it stops like early plays from your opponent if you have this down and you kept a lot of cards in your hand, but it's kind of unrealistic. This will be better in decks like Burning Abyss, Light Sworn decks perhaps, where you could discard Snow out of your hand. It's still rough, because you need at least 4 cards in hand and your opening hand is 5. Poking the Serpent's Nest, which is a play on words of poking the Hornet's Nest, or Wasp's Nest. If this card on the field is sent to the graveyard or banished by opponent's card effect, I really like that, and I'll get into that in a second. Special summon 1 monster from your deck or extra deck. Now, it doesn't say ignoring its summoning conditions, so I'm really wondering how that'll work from the extra deck. Can I just pop out a Borreload? How is that going to work? But I like the first part because it's showing that Konami's addressing Cosmic Cyclone here, and perhaps in the future when we see another set that is similar to artifacts, that are back row centric, when they get banished, perhaps they'll get their effects as well, and that would be really cool to see. And I like the Sinister Serpent and Grass lore with the Goblin here, though. Ooh, our killer whale here, the salvage. Is this actually like just salvage happening, or no? Ruthless drop off. All right, it's a counter trap card. I really like that it's a counter trap because it's not a terrible counter trap, and I think we could see it moving forward with the counter fairy decks. When a face-up card on the field or a card in the graveyard is added to your opponent's hand by a card effect, luckily not their card effect, so maybe you can force them to have it in their hand. Look at your opponent's hand, and if you do, banish the card that was added to the hand and all cards with the same name. So what's very important in counter fairies is you kind of managing your resources and knowing everything they have access to. You can manage your resources perfectly, and you're getting a card for a card, and then you, with Artemis, you're getting a +1 there as well. So I think this is a great counter trap addition to perhaps the counter fairy decks. I'd love to hear what you have to say, Olympeo, if you're watching somewhere back there. I've seen your back and I appreciate it. This card made me laugh a lot. Light of Sekka. So to give you guys a little bit down on the hype of this amazing card art of Danko Sekka doing this amazing like slash. This is probably most going to be played in Super Heavy Samurais or something of the likes. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn. If you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, draw 2 cards. After activating this card, you cannot activate spell or trap cards or effects for the rest of the duel except for Light of Sekka. You literally cannot play any other spell or trap cards for the rest of the duel just for trying to draw 2 cards. So basically only decks that don't play any spell or trap cards as is want to play this, and it can get itself out of the graveyard is the nice part about it. You can banish this card from your graveyard, reveal a monster in your hand, and if you do, return it to the deck and shuffle it, and then draw a card. So, for anything that needs you to not have spell and traps in the graveyard, it does take itself out of there too. It'll be interesting to see if there's like strategies in the future that really want to see this, but ouch! You call Pot of Desires an Egg Knight as a casual. What do you call this? Oh, it's a straight plush. You get all the spells and traps out of your deck while you're at it. No, please don't. No. Oh, man. So, let's see here. This is Jiro Vader. I haven't read this one. It's a level 5 Dark Insect. Attack 2200. Defense 0. This card is normal or special summoned. In a monster zone other than the middle one, destroy it. Once per turn, you can move this card to an adjacent main monster zone that isn't occupied. Each time your opponent normal summons or special summons exactly one monster, if that monster is in a different column when this effect resolves, move this card to the closest main monster zone to that column, then destroy all other cards in the same column. So it's kind of like a floating trap. They're making really funny cards this set, and I do appreciate it. I haven't read this one either. Outroll of the Haunted Sea, a level 3 Beast Warrior Tuner effect monster, attack 100, defense 1300. Alright, got some interesting fellows in the boat here. You can only use each of this card's effects once per turn, and you can only special summon Beast Warrior monsters during the turn in which you activate this effect. Very specific. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Beast Warrior monster in your graveyard. The attribute and the level of this card become the same as that monster's until the end of this turn. During your main phase, you can activate this effect. Special summon a Beast Warrior from your hand with the same attribute and level of this card. Let me know if you're a Beast Warrior player, what you would expect out of this card, and if you'll be playing it. I can't really give much advice there. I really liked this guy. Miniature Monk Rumor. Link to Fire Beast Warrior Link effect monster, attack 1500, links bottom left, bottom right, good links. He is a Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monsters in order to make him, so it's kind of that level of support that you would see. The Dire Wolf Gang, as you might. This card gains 100 attack and, or just attack, my bad. There's no defense on a Link monster. For each Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster on the field. It doesn't seem to exclude himself, so he's automatically 1600 there. Once per turn, you can target a spell and trap card on each player's side of the field and destroy them, so there has to be 2 there. The Dire Wolfish aspect comes back there. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can target one of your Beast Warrior or Winged Beast monsters in your graveyard or that is banished, add to your hand. I really like that they are looking at graveyard or banished more in a lot of these cards. I haven't got to read Stare Down either. Continuous spell card. Alright. When you special summon a monster to an extra monster zone, you can target one monster in a main monster zone on your opponent's side of the field, move that monster to a main monster zone on their side of the field in the same column as your monster in the extra monster zone. So it lines it up for you. Depending on the monster you have, if you want to link arrow directly towards it, that might be good. But it depends on your opponent already having a field. When your opponent special summons a monster to an extra monster zone, you can target one monster in a main monster zone on your side of the field, move that monster to the main monster zone on your side of the field in the same column as your opponent's. Maybe there's going to be cards that have setup for that. Right now, it seems like it's a bit of a neg to just put on the field, but I do always love that Magician Lord Slacker slash Downer just chilling back there. I love it. There's a lot of cards, guys, so there was one more I really wanted to get to. World Legacy End, a continuous spell card. You can only control one World Legacy End. It's that powerful, a continuous spell. Once per turn, if a face-up Link monster you control leaves the field by your opponent's card effect or being destroyed in battle, so not by their attack, by battle, you can special summon one World Legacy monster from your hand or deck in defense position, so you can't continue to go in. But this is really big for the World Legacy cards, and I think that's going to be good for you being able to ram any Link monster at all. That is nice. We have new Altergeist here. I haven't seen this one, Designator from the Grave. That is a throwback. Quick play spell card. Target one monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it. Until the end of the next turn, that monster and monsters with the same card name as that monster have their effects negated. That's not that good. There's just so many cards, guys. If you want to come through there and read them, there's a lot. A new Darklord card, that's another one I wanted to get to for sure. You can only use this card's first effect once per turn. You can send a Darklord monster from your hand or face up from your side of the field to the graveyard, negate the effects of one monster on the field until the end of the turn. Also, you gain life points equal to its attack. That's actually not bad at all, although having to send it from your side of the field would be bad, but the hand makes it kind of nice. There's a lot of synergy in the deck there for you, and the reuse isn't terrible at all. There's so many. Watch Cat. They made a Watch Cat. That Watchdog was a pun. What are you doing? Oh, shame on you. There's just so many cards, boys. New Trickstars. Oh, there's so many. So I'm gonna link this down below for you guys. There's just infinite to go over. There's too much for one video, it would seem. And I already covered like a lot more in the first video, but thanks for watching. Let me know what you're most excited for. Did I miss something in here? Or the Trickstar cards, the goo. I read them and I actually like the Link monster. All right. We're gonna read the Link monster as we outro here. Link 3, Light Fairy, Link Effect Monster, attack 2200, links up, bottom, left, and bottom right. So, the Code Talker links. Materials, 2 or more Trickstar monsters. If there are Trickstar monsters linked to this card, when this card declares an attack, you can target a number of your banished Trickstar cards up to the number of Link monsters the opponent controls. Add them to your hand, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack until the end of the turn for each card added to this the hand by this effect. It still depends on the opponent, but as more and more decks go for Link summoning, this effect is pretty darn cool. So let me know if I missed any card that I should have gone over, and let me know what you feel about all these cards. I've already seen a meme on Facebook where this is reversed and it's the TCG art and all the OCG Reborns in the graveyard, but it's just a crazy night, guys. It's insane out here. It's flooded.